Welcome to Isis in the Bible Summer Gathering Week number 4, Reincarnate. The question today is, do you think reincarnation is real? We went around the room and a majority of the people said yes. A couple of people said not sure quite yet. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. So hopefully we can shed a little bit of light for you today. So, from ancient Egyptian star maps to the words of enlightened ones, from the story of James Leininger to the teachings of the East, the evidence is all around us. Today, we'll explore how memory, spirit, and love return in cycles, always guided by the stars and the stillness of the womb we call Isis. So glad you could join us today. Before we move forward, we just want to talk about it briefly because there's this discussion of August the 8th being the Lion's Gate is coming out hot and heavy now. But as you can see on August the 8th, the sun is nowhere near Leo, the Lion's Gate. And the Lion's Gate is the evangelist, is Regulus. Okay, that is one of the 4 royal gates. So that would be the Lion's Gate. So it's actually happening on August the 23rd, 2025. It's such a beautiful alignment for us because is exactly on the new moon hits Regulus, the Lion's Gate. So that's an even more pronounced, beautiful alignment for Lion's Gate. What this gate represents is compassionate bravery. Move forward and use love. Do not use tough love. When you use force, that puts memories in the waters, which comes back to find you. You're adding a karmic element when you do that. Love parts the waters, so it's called compassionate bravery. When you move forward to make change, make sure you're using only love. And to rise up and above Leo is the Ursa Major, is the big bear. Okay, it's guiding strength. So that's what the message is when we hit a Lion's Gate. But again, this one is a special one because we have this new moon exactly aligned with Regulus, that gate. So Regulus is the star in the heart of the lion. Okay, it's going to hit you in the heart. Now, what's happening? What else is happening around the chart? Well, we see that Lilith on that day will be at 0 degree Aquarius. She's in retrograde. So that's pretty wild that she's there. So Lilith is temptations versus gifts, right? Medusa. We also have Icarus aligned with the beginning of Scorpio, which is Lilith's home, by the way, because temptations, sexual temptations. So your wings, right? Icarus is your wings, and what are you doing with your wings? At the same time, Juno is aligned with Vesta, the Vestal Virgins. Juno is Mary Magdalene. This fire here came to me. I finally got a really good, solid understanding of what Vesta implies. When your fire is raising in you, you're only speaking loving words, but you're being really passionate about it because you're sharing the truth. That's a different fire than Mars. Vesta light is lighting you up because she's the flame, the protector of the hearth. You're protecting the loving truth. And so when you're feeling that fire in you that you have to control as best as possible, I'm not always there, but I try my best. That's really important. So that's what's happening on the true Lion's Gate on August 23rd, 2025. Really beautiful. So let's talk about reincarnate. So you can find all kinds of images and texts on the cycle of reincarnation. This one here is the Wheel of Samsara. This vibrant image symbolizes the cycle of samsara, birth, death, and rebirth, grasped by the force of time and ignorance. The being holding the wheel represents Yama, the Lord of Time. And inside are all the karmic states a soul can pass through. The purpose is awaken from this turning and realize the Atman, the spirit beyond identity. It reflects the exact same truth depicted on the Egyptian teachings: the illusion of separation, the trap of repetition, and the possibility of liberation. And that's what we're looking for, right? So now over on the Egyptian walls, we have the ba and the ka, or the ka and the ba, whichever one is which. Again, that's Kat and I are saying both of them, and sometimes I think she's swaying me in the right direction, that it's the ka, this is the ka, and that's the ba. But regardless, it's the reincarnation symbol on the Egyptian walls. And we also have it here, where this is Nut, this is the mother, this is the firmament, and you can see that she swallows the sun and gives birth to a son every day, every lifetime, right? And that's Hathor. And then also it also shows an Adendra star map, same thing. The sun, which has the phoenix rising symbol, right? And then also divine birthing. So this is not just a cycle of day, it's not just a cycle of lifetimes, it's actual cycles of even the phoenix cycle. It's really important that we see and understand that. And then in a couple of historic writings, the Gospel of Thomas, which is the Coptic Gnostic scriptures, you are from the light, and to the light you shall return. And then Daniel 12:13 from the Tanakh, you will rest, and then at the end of the days you will rise to receive your allotted inheritance. In other words, your karma. So every lifetime we receive what we've put out. Okay, so this one is really good because it has both reincarnation and karma in it. So that's where we get around the world. We've gone through this before on October 4th, 2024. Reincarnation in the Bible from John 14:2-3. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may also be. So I've reworded here. I won't go over it, but you get it. This here is about re-embodiments. A mansion is a staying or a dwelling, or embodiments. Incarnation, carne. Carne means meat, means the meat suit. Carne in Italian means the body. Okay, so let's talk about the case of James Leininger, an American case of the reincarnation type. So at just 28 months old, James Leininger began speaking vividly about planes, aircraft carriers, and World War II. He told his parents he had been a fighter pilot named James Houston Jr., whose plane was shot down over the Pacific. He recalled specific names, technical aircraft details, and locations he had no way of learning at that age. His memories were later verified against historical records, including the name of the ship, Natoma Bay, and fellow crew members. James's story is one of the most compelling modern cases of childhood past life memory, aligning perfectly with astrological signatures that I'm going to show you in a minute, like Mercury, the Akashic records, the memory of your past, and his nodes, a symbol of Sol, Mercury, and Icarus, right? Because we have Icarus there, a symbol of fallen karmic wings. So the story of Icarus is at play here. So we don't want to put this person on a pedestal because of that war, because he was creating himself and his family more karma. This is him in the past. This is him today. This chart is of the day that he told his parents. It's actually, they had the time and date of exactly when he told this story. At that exact time and date, and this is important because we're going to talk about the North Node and South Node. That's the black sun. That's the two holes you see on the magnet, right? Under the ferrule cell. Mercury was exactly aligned his North and South Node. His South Node has what? Wings. He's a flyer. But look where he was born when he came back, in Aquarius, forgiveness, in the heart of Leo. Mother Mary is aligned Ceres, the harvester. So there's something for him to learn about the karmic waves and the relationships that and the reason why he was harvested. This is his natal chart showing that. And then also he has Ceres aligned with Juno, Mother Mary Magdalene. So these are really, really, really cool that on that day, he had huge memories of his past. Now, I found, and they have James M. Huston Jr. That's who he knew he was. Now, when you put the synastries chart together, the black moon is aligned with Mercury's Akashic records. What's that saying? That's saying that he is going to get deep spiritual signs of his past. He has Lilith on his sun, Medusa. What are you doing with your temptations? Are you tempted to go and do something not nice to somebody? But here's the kicker. The south node, the north node and the north node of both of these people that he says he was and is exactly aligned. We'll show you what that means in a second. And you can see, again, the sun, Ceres, and Mother Mary. Now here, remember I showed you his Icarus was on the south node, which is on the south node. So you got this perfect alignment of south node to north node, south node to north node on both these two charts of these two people. So him, James of current, and him, James Houston. So James Leininger is here, James Houston is here. James Houston is on the inside and James Leininger is on the outside. So you can see this north-south node. And if you recall, the north-south node, the black sun, that's which eclipses the sun and the moon, he got spit out one side and came out the other. That's how quick this is. That's how this is. Because you remember, the north-south node, the symbol is in the back of the cobra. That's the black hole. That's the hole we go into when we reincarnate. So this perfect alignment shows you that he was sucked in one side, spit out another. But if anybody knows him, he has some work to do. He has some asking for forgiveness to do. That's very evident in his chart. I'm not going to go into detail in it because I spoke a little bit about it already. So it's important that we all understand that we are karmic beings, and the charts prove it. Here's a case where we have who he was before and who he is now, and it all aligns. That's what you can do with synastry charts. On another note, have you heard of Desmond Doss? This one's a little bit of a beautiful story, and his wings go to prove it. So he's a medic during the karmic battles, which we incorrectly call war. On May 5th, 1945, Desmond, who refused to carry a weapon, he single-handedly rescued 75 injured soldiers trapped atop the cliff. He lowered them one by one with a rope. After each rescue, he reportedly prayed, "Lord, help me get one more." So this happened on May the 5th. On May the 5th, he was on a personal new moon, which I'm having mine on August the 1st, in 2 days, by the way. Icarus on that day was aligned the moon, his wings. And look what he's got. Wings, Ceres, and the sun together in his natal chart. So that means he's going to go and help people, relationships, and help others that are injured and ready to leave the visible. So he saved them. This is what's on his chart on that day exactly when he saved those 75 people. So he's helping people before, because they obviously it wasn't their time to leave, but they're getting a huge message. Stop going to war. War is karmic battle. You don't go to war unless you want to go and fight somebody because you're doing the Hatfields and the McCoy with somebody else. So yes, we do reincarnate. On May 21st, he was wounded by a grenade while saving another soldier and then hit by a sniper. Well, look at the energy. There's Neptune with Lilith, and there's Ceres on Lilith. So it's all there, folks. So he's being reminded too that he needs to not go to war, but he obviously was meant to go there so he can save people, 75 of them. But his message is also for us so that we can see that this is absolutely true. And that's all we have for today.